Bad news for Barack after another Obama appointee lands in hot water. Following in the wake of numerous others, yet another Obama-era appointee is facing charges. It seems like, the more we uncover the behavior of people under our former president, the more we discover dishonest, corrupt, and dangerous individuals. It's starting to make people wonder, how many more people like them are out there? This certainly isn't good news for Barack Obama and his legacy. As president, Barack Obama was responsible for appointing a variety of staff, judges, and district attorneys. Many of us questioned the choices he made. Were they the right people for the job, or were they chosen simply to fulfill a liberal quota? Time and again, we are convinced it was the latter, as many of his picks proved they were either incompetent or corrupt. Enter Amanda Marshall, former federal district attorney of Oregon. No doubt, Obama picked her because she was liberal, and would please the affirmative action people. However, very quickly it was discovered this woman was not fit to preside over the state's federal lawsuits, or anything for that matter. Appointed by Obama in 2011, Marshall resigned in 2015 after allegedly stalking a subordinate and having an affair, and later faced internal probes, no pun intended. Marshall is the DA who pursued charges, even to the point of double jeopardy, against Dwight and Stephen Hammond, the Eastern Oregon ranchers who preemptively set controlled burns to stop wildfires from encroaching on their property. After already serving time in federal prison, Marshall encouraged the judge to re-imprison them for a harsher sentence. Those actions are what prompted the Malheur Wildlife Refuge protests in early 2016. Source: The Gateway Pundit. It gets worse from there, I'm afraid. Apparently, Marshall abused her position as a federal attorney to aid gun control groups. In 2014, Marshall was caught on camera conspiring with Gabby Gifford's gun control group, Americans for Responsible Solutions, to scheme up new gun control laws and propaganda. She spoke of wanting to force county sheriffs to enforce federal gun laws, while also being one of the voices saying that local law enforcement shouldn't enforce federal immigration laws. Source: The Gateway Pundit. All of which could be seen as a manipulation and abuse of her power. Attorney generals have a very specific responsibility. They are to represent the government in the prosecution of criminals. Yet, Marshall, an Obama-era liberal, wanted to overextend her power to deprive American citizens of their Second Amendment rights. Where have we seen that before? Oh yeah, all across the past administration. Now, it seems that her antics have finally caught up with Marshall, and it looks like the Oregon State Bar is coming down hard. The panel determined there was probable cause to bring ethics charges against Marshall for violating rules dealing with honesty and trustworthiness. The case now advances to the trial phase. A panel will convene, likely sometime in the spring, to determine if Marshall has engaged in misconduct. Punishment for ethics violations range from a public reprimand to a suspension or disbarment. The disciplinary board identified 2 rules Marshall may have violated, one involving criminal conduct that reflects poorly on a lawyer's honesty and trustworthiness or fitness, and the other dealing with conduct involving fraud and dishonesty. Source: The Oregonian. This may not seem like a big deal, but it carries with it grave consequences. Should the Oregon State Bar rule against Marshall, she will be disbarred. That means she will not be allowed to practice law in the state ever again. That will also reflect poorly on her already tarnished reputation, meaning she might not be able to practice law anywhere else. Her career will be all but destroyed. Things aren't looking good for Marshall. Even her legal defense admits she was not completely truthful in regards to her behavior. Yeah, I think so. Considering she was a presidential appointee, to the all-important office of Federal Attorney General of Oregon, there's a good chance they will rule against her. If for nothing else, but to set an example. This is not at all uncommon for the Obama administration. From Attorney General Loretta Lynch to Susan Rice to Hillary Clinton, it seems like the former president had a problem with picking the right people. More often than not, we discovered the people he liked for a job abused their power. It makes you wonder about the man's judgment and how many more of his picks violated ethics and the law. More importantly, How many more of them are still working, as judges or staff? Barack Obama wanted to leave behind a legacy, and it seems he has. Unfortunately, it's one of corruption, since he seemed to take a liking to the most unprincipled politicians. Now, we are left to deal with another consequence of the Obama leadership. Thank you for watching this video. What do you think about this? Share this on Facebook and Twitter along with your comments.